The story starts with two strange animals who are the main characters of the movie. These animals don't know much about themselves, and they don't even know where their real home is. They keep moving from one place to another. The interesting thing about them is that they are really good at building houses. However, Finny, who is a small child, doesn't like this constant moving at all. He gets angry when he sees his dad packing their bags again to go somewhere else. He wants to stay in one place for a while. But then his dad explains that they have to leave because the king of the jungle has called them. There's going to be a flood where they currently live, and it's not safe to stay. During their conversation, it starts raining heavily. Finny and his dad make their way to the jungle for the meeting. The lion, who is the king of the jungle, informs everyone about the upcoming flood. He has a plan to save everyone's life by building a big boat. The lion will be the captain of the boat, and he has one important rule: no animal on the boat can hunt each other. Furthermore, only the animals from this jungle will be allowed on the boat. To determine who belongs to the jungle and who doesn't, the lion and his team gather everyone's biodata. As they go through the list, it's now Finny and his dad's turn. Surprisingly, Finny's dad's name is not on the jungle's list. The lion questions him about his house, but Finny's dad confesses that he doesn't know where his real house is. They have been wandering from place to place. Upon hearing this, the lion declares that he cannot board the boat since he is not from their jungle. Despite the danger this poses to his life, the lion remains adamant and removes him from the group. So, what did Finny and his dad do? They decide to build a new house for themselves since they possess excellent house-building skills. They have made up their minds to stay here, but Finny is filled with sadness. He expresses his concerns to his dad, fearing that everyone will leave and they will be left behind. Understanding his son's distress, his dad assures him not to worry and promises to find a way to get him on the boat. Meanwhile, the boat's security is extremely strict. No animal is allowed on board without thorough inspection. Two animals who attempt to deceive the security are caught and treated harshly. They are promptly thrown off the boat. Witnessing this, Finny becomes frightened. He wonders how they can possibly get on the boat if even those animals were unsuccessful. However, Finny's dad has a solution. He disguises himself as a wild cat by using a coconut shell and completely transforms his appearance. Now resembling a wild cat, they patiently wait for another wild cat to board the boat and join them. However, the other wild cats start arguing, accusing them of trying to steal their disguise and trap them. One of them threatens to expose their true identity to everyone. Before Finny's father speaks to him, the chimpanzee on the boat's security assumes that the people are fighting. He urges them to hurry and get inside the boat to fight. Eventually, the people enter the boat and Finny tries to befriend a little cat named Leah. However, Leah doesn't want to be friends with anyone. She wants to witness the flood. She climbs to the top of the boat, and when the chimpanzees scold her for her mischief, the chimpanzee suddenly becomes scared. They are surprised and wonder who scared the chimpanzee. They turn around and realize that the flood has arrived and the people are no longer on the boat. They had jumped off while running. The boat is washed away by the flood, leaving the people stranded. Before they drown, two birds that were previously taken out of the boat catch them in their claws. These birds, driven by their hunger, devour both of them. This thought terrifies Finny, and as she becomes scared, a noxious blue gas is emitted from her, emitting a foul smell. As soon as the birds smell this odor, they release them and the people manage to escape and land on an island. On the boat, Finny and Leah's parents are searching for their children, unaware that they have been left behind. On the island, Finny suggests to Leah that he knows how to build a very good house and they can live safely in it if she agrees. However, Leah refuses any help and insists on going her own way. Finny builds his beautiful house while Leah sleeps under leaves. During a heavy rainstorm at night, the leaves break and Leah's house is also destroyed. Now she considers going to Finny and notices from a distance that Finny's beautiful house is also glowing. Despite her anger, she approaches Finny and asks, "How is there so much light in your house?" Finny replies, "I don't know how, but we shine at night, and that's why there is light." Leah then tells him, "I just want to stay with you for one night. Tomorrow I will find my new place." Meanwhile, on the boat, both parents are extremely worried. They have searched the entire boat for their children, and now they realize that their children may have been left behind. In the midst of all this, the people on the boat also discover that Finney's dad was in disguise. He wasn't actually a cat. The people on the boat suspect that Leah's mom supported him in this lie. As a result, they put both of them in jail. However, Leah's mom pleads with the lion, saying, "Please try to understand us. Don't imprison us. Our children have been left behind on the boat. Please turn the boat around. We need to save our children." But the lion refuses to listen to anyone because going back would pose a greater risk of destruction. It was already morning. Here we see that Finney has built a boat because he knows that there will soon be a flood on the island. He tells Leah that they will reach their boat using this boat. However, before they can board the boat, it starts floating on the water and drifts far away from them. Perhaps their luck is very bad because the birds they had previously saved themselves from now attack them again. In order to save themselves, they run very fast and reach a very large gray creature. The creature helps them and rescues them from the birds by blowing them away from there. It is said that the large gray creature is extremely afraid of water. However, he was also excluded from the boat because his name was not on the jungle list. The gray monster's friend is also present and tells Finney that they are both heading towards the boat. If Finney wants, he can join them. Finney agrees, but Leah does not approve of him being with anyone. Nevertheless, Finney states that they are all friends now, with the same destination, and they will travel together. The scene shifts to the boat, where Leah's mom and Finney's dad have devised a plan to escape from the jail and rescue their children. Due to this plan, they end up arguing with each other. When security arrives, they deceive him and lock him in the jail, then proceed to the lion. They request the captain to turn the boat around and bring their children back on board, but the captain refuses. He becomes furious and is about to attack Finney's dad. However, Leah's mom intervenes and hits the lion on the head with a stick, causing it to become unconscious and saving Finney's dad's life. Taking advantage of the lion's unconscious state, they take control of the boat and return to the island. Meanwhile, the two birds that were chased away by the gray creature are filled with anger. They seek revenge for their humiliation and construct a weak bridge over a ravine. Their plan is for the animals to pass through the bridge, causing it to collapse and everyone to fall into the ravine, where they can be eaten. As per their plan, Finney and his team cross the bridge and it indeed breaks. They fall into the ravine, but the birds' plan backfires as they themselves get trapped under the bridge. In this difficult situation, Finney and his friends arrived, but Finney immediately creates wings to fly away from there and continue their journey. Leah realized that the gray creature was moving very slowly. Leah became furious, saying they would never reach the boat at that pace. She told Finney to go with them if he wanted, but she would go alone. Finney was upset by Leah's attitude, but she continued ahead without thinking and slipped, hanging from a branch over a ravine. The same slow-moving gray creature Leah had criticized saved her by pulling her up with its tongue. Leah felt guilty for speaking ill of the creature who had just saved her life. They reunited and decided to rest for the night. When Finney stepped on the island, it began to shine as it was made of crystal and Finney's presence made it glow. Finney quickly made beds for everyone with the materials available. The next morning, water started flooding the island. Finney hurried everyone to leave before the island was completely submerged. They were carried away by the water stream. Finney and Leah found a stone to live on where birds had built their nests, the same birds that had once wanted to eat them. Before devouring Finney and Leah, the water stream also carries these gray beings descend upon the birds and plunge into the water alongside them. Now, both of them are concerned about these gray creatures, but they're unable to save them by entering the water. Their lives are now in jeopardy. Finney takes Leah to another island covered in ice, but before long, a flood arrives there as well. The ice blocks shatter, and they believe their lives will come to an end. In their final moments, they suddenly realize that their boat has returned to rescue them. However, they wonder how such a large boat could have spotted them both. Finney then instructs Leah to frighten him greatly, causing his blue gas to be released and caught by the water-dwelling beings. Finney's father had witnessed the gas emanating from Leah. Finney and Leah attempt to board the boat swiftly. Finney disembarks, but Leah remains below. Finney descends again to retrieve her and offers his assistance. Leah boards the boat, but this time Finney remains below. The ice beneath him breaks, causing Finney to fall into the water. Witnessing this, his father becomes extremely worried and sacrifices himself by drowning in an attempt to save his son, despite neither of them knowing how to swim. Until Finney and his father resurface, Leah and her mother are filled with anxiety, as Finney's father had become Leah's mother's friend and Finney was Leah's friend. Consequently, both of them leap into the water to investigate what has happened to them. There, they discover that Finney's father had taken Finney in his arms, possibly lifeless. Witnessing this, they are overcome with sadness, but suddenly, Finney regains consciousness. It is at this moment that they realize these creatures are inhabitants of the water. Since they had never ventured into the water before, they were unaware that their true home was in the water. Swimming in the same body of water, the gray creature once again comes to Finney's rescue, saving him from the clutches of two wild birds. Little did this creature know that he too belonged to the water. Finally, these individuals have found their true home, and their joy knows no bounds. Leaving Leah and her mom in the boat, Finney, his dad, and the gray creature venture further into the water. As they swim, the lion spots them and exclaims, "Ah, so these are the water-dwelling creatures that were not on the list." Witnessing Finney and his dad's happiness in the water, Leah and her mom also share in their joy. And so, the film concludes on a delightful note. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful journey.